3 days after payday, the average person is already anxious again. Not broke yet, not ruined, just watching their bank account differently. They stop opening food delivery apps so casually. They mentally calculate groceries before walking into the store. They wait one more day before filling the gas tank. And the strange part is, most people living like this have jobs. Some have good jobs. Some even make more money than their parents ever did. But somehow, every month still feels like recovery instead of progress. That's the modern money experience nobody prepared people for. Because growing up, most people were taught a very simple formula. Work hard, get paid more, life improves. But somewhere along the way, the math broke. Quietly. You can actually see the moment it happens. It usually starts with something small. Maybe your rent jumps $300. Then insurance goes up. Then groceries cost noticeably more. Then your streaming subscriptions quietly stack on top of each other. Nothing individually catastrophic, but together, it creates this constant, invisible pressure sitting in the background of your life. Like your brain never fully relaxes anymore. And here's what's fascinating. Most people don't describe themselves as struggling. They describe themselves as busy, or stressed, or trying to catch up. That wording matters, because it hides the severity of what's actually happening. Someone drowning slowly doesn't always realize they're underwater. Now imagine this. A person earns $75,000 a year. 10 years ago, that sounded solid, comfortable even. Today, after taxes, housing, transportation, healthcare, debt, and food, that same person may have almost nothing left to build with. Not because they're reckless, because the cost of existing increased faster than people emotionally noticed. That's the trick inflation plays on people. It doesn't destroy your life overnight. It slowly reduces your breathing room until stress becomes your normal state. And once stress becomes normal, people stop questioning it. That's when financial survival becomes cultural. Look around. People joke about overdraft fees online. People laugh about being broke again. People normalize carrying debt for years. And at some point, an entire generation quietly accepted financial instability as adulthood. That's the shocking reality. Not that people are struggling, that struggling became ordinary. Now, here's where the story changes. Because the average person today isn't only fighting math, they're fighting psychology. Modern life constantly pressures people to perform success visually. Your phone shows you people vacationing during work hours, buying homes, upgrading apartments, driving luxury cars. And even if you logically understand social media is curated, your brain still absorbs the comparison emotionally. So people begin spending to avoid feeling left behind, not necessarily to impress others, just to feel normal. That distinction matters. Because most financial mistakes don't feel irresponsible in the moment. They feel deserved. You work hard. You need to enjoy life too. It's only one payment. This upgrade isn't even that expensive. And one by one, those emotionally reasonable decisions slowly convert future freedom into monthly obligations. That's the real danger. Not one massive bad decision, thousands of emotionally reasonable ones. Now, let's zoom out for a second. The average car payment in America is now shockingly high. Many people finance vehicles for 6 or 7 years. Think about that. People are making long-term financial commitments for objects that lose value every single day. And nobody reacts because it became normal. That word again, normal. Normal is one of the most dangerous words in personal finance, because normal spending habits create average financial outcomes, and average financial outcomes right now are deeply fragile. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine two people walking into the same coffee shop. One makes $45,000 per year, the other makes $140,000. From the outside, the second person looks financially secure. But if both are spending almost everything they earn, they're living the same life. Same anxiety, same dependence on the next paycheck, same fear of unexpected expenses. That's why income alone is one of the most misleading measurements in modern finance. The real measurement is flexibility. Can you survive disruption? Can you handle uncertainty? Can you say no to things you hate? Most people can't, not because they're weak, because financially they've been stretched too thin. And here's something most people never realize until much later. A lot of modern spending is actually exhaustion management. People are tired, so they pay for convenience. Delivery apps, faster services, impulse purchases, tiny rewards after stressful days. Again, none of these individually destroy finances, but collectively, they create financial gravity, and gravity is hard to escape once your lifestyle adjusts around it. This is why earning more money often doesn't solve the problem people think it will. Because if spending rises emotionally every time income rises financially, nothing fundamentally changes. You just survive at a more expensive level. That realization hits people hard, especially high earners, because many successful professionals secretly feel confused. They thought more income would create peace, but instead it created larger obligations, larger expectations, larger fixed costs. And suddenly they realize they upgraded their lifestyle without upgrading their freedom. That's one of the biggest financial traps in modern society. Now, here's the part nobody wants to admit. The economy quietly benefits when people stay financially unstable. Think about it. A financially secure person is harder to pressure, harder to manipulate, harder to trap in bad employment situations. But someone living paycheck to paycheck, they tolerate more because they have to. That's why margin matters more than status. Margin changes your behavior. A person with savings negotiates differently, sleeps differently, thinks differently. They don't panic as easily, and panic is expensive. Financial desperation causes terrible decisions, bad loans, bad contracts, bad relationships with money. This is why the average person feels stuck even while working constantly. They're using all their energy maintaining the machine instead of escaping it. And escaping it requires something uncomfortable: delayed gratification. Not forever, just long enough to create breathing room. That's the phase most people quit, because early financial progress feels invisible. Nobody applauds your emergency fund. Nobody notices your debt reduction. Nobody compliments your restraint. But those invisible choices, they are often the exact decisions creating future stability. And this changes everything. Because once you stop trying to look financially successful, you can finally start becoming financially stable. Those are two completely different games. One is performance. The other is control. Now, does this mean people should never enjoy money? Of course not. That's not the point. The point is awareness, understanding the trade. Every recurring expense trades future flexibility for present comfort. Sometimes that trade is worth it. Sometimes it absolutely isn't. But most people never consciously evaluate the exchange. They drift into lifestyles accidentally, and accidental lifestyles become permanent financial pressure. Now, here's the final realization. The shocking money reality of the average person is not just debt or inflation or low savings. It's that millions of people are living with permanent, low-level financial fear while pretending everything is fine. That is the real crisis.
And the moment you see that clearly, your priorities begin changing. You stop chasing appearances quite so aggressively. You stop assuming higher income automatically equals freedom. You stop measuring success by visible consumption. Instead, you start valuing space, margin, time, control, the ability to breathe without checking your account every 2 hours. Because maybe real wealth isn't luxury at all. Maybe real wealth is simply waking up without financial anxiety controlling your first thought of the day. If you want to understand how money really works, subscribe.